Why hello Identity 5 gamers, it is I, Finn, from Identity 5, the hit game! The one that you play on your phone or PC, that's the one, yep! Anyways, today, our COA journey starts, at least for the story. The lore begins today. Now, I just got done with my polls, and I want to see what happens when we move on to the story. I mean, we saw all this in the initial cutscene, and here we are. Ooh, we got a new theme. Okay. All right then. So let's see what we got here. Now we're in the preliminary phase. Gotcha. Alrighty then. And we got some new lore. All right, let's go through the lore here. So let's see. Last time we had the Sacred Sanctum. Now we have a new chapter here. Let's see what we got. In the Holy City, the most important worship is held once every year. Flower-laden carriages and empty palanquins move slowly throughout the city's heart, progressing toward the Great Altar. The mortal world's longing for miracles is no vague dream. The Divine has never ignored them, never missed a single ceremony. Okay, the Divine, is that Joseph himself or just Joseph and his followers? Upon entering the Holy City, I reunited smoothly with the remaining members of our group. Our temperaments and social roles differ so greatly that, outside of our worship days, we can scarcely appear together in public. Cuckoo carries our messages. Sometimes we gather in secret atop the tower that stands downstream on the river. There, whether one bears the shackles of a sinner, the tools of an artisan, or the bright laughter of a merchant, we can safely exchange information, or simply rest for a brief while. We also have a cool new recruit note up here as well, something that says catch you later below. I was glad to learn several critical pieces of information. Each of us holds knowledge that is absent from the Holy City's official canon. For instance, there are certain unusual objects that seem at first glance to be products of nature. Tortoiseshells, fishgill covers, otoliths in their skulls. Yet none of them bear growth rings or traces of time. They look as though they came into being from nothing. There are also man-made items that, to my eyes, do not quite belong to this era. These things diverge from the history described in the canon, or at the very least, they point to some hidden fraud or flaw in this world. Yeah, okay, so Joseph's cover-up, I'm supposing here. Terrible taste, The procession moves slowly throughout the streets, shattering the Holy City's long silence and solemnity. So much so that this sudden liveliness carries a hint of joy, even of happiness. We watch incense smoke spread along the streets as crowds gather, raising their hands toward the empty seat upon the distant palanquin. Their movements are perfectly in unison, like a great spread of wings unfurled, like a flock of birds plunging together into a colossal nest, ascending the summit of bliss within the drowsy veil of smoke. I see people's prayers trembling in the tips of their fingers, in tears of joy and dread, and hearts fluttering like trapped birds. May my soul be with thee, they murmur it softly in a special cadence. The flower carriages bear the shapes of people's yearnings for paradise, a flourishing realm that welcomes all living things. Stones transmuted into pure oh, okay, we're this type of god, I see. Stones transmuted to pure gold, souls restored from death, endless time, a clear spring that banishes hunger and disease. Okay, so I'm guessing, welcomes all of, I see. So is this just their wish, or is this what Joseph actually does? The faithful wait for their God to descend. In that moment, the Divine will alight lightly upon the seat they have crafted with such care. Touch each supplicant's wish with fingers of pure gold, and then the cycle of a new year of hopeful anticipation begins anew. And we are waiting as well, waiting for the procession to reach the end of the road. Though our purpose is not the same as that of the pure white faithful all around us. In this world, where miracles can truly be called forth, and where every wonder wrought by God is witnessed by thousands and recorded in the annals, the Divine is not some unfathomable, untouchable presence. The God personally brings holiness and mystery into the midst of the people. Precisely because this divine power constantly gives rise to concrete, undeniable miracles, this faith is the only one in the city, and it is overwhelmingly dominant. The rules spun around this faith are what keep this city running, locked within an unbreakable order. Miracle here has already surpassed mere transformation of matter or soul. Within this city, it exerts an influence far deeper and more ... We also have something that says, puts me right to sleep. I think that's Richard's handwriting. I only know that because of one of the other recent events. I think that's supposed to be Richard's handwriting, though. Which is weird because it literally just looks like text, but whatever. But yeah, it exerts an influence far more deeper and more far-reaching. Alright then, third precept, do not sing or play heretical songs. Fourth precept, do not distort the true nature of the divine. Ooh. Okay, interesting. Notes on the divine and its worship. The faithful of the holy city worship only a single god. Its body is clean and cold as marble, yet it moves as freely as any warm-blooded creature. Gold runs through its hair, its crown, and the patterns of its robe, like a dark, hidden river beneath a spotless paradise. At the yearly worship, the divine brings forth miracles, seemingly random phenomena that defy common sense, yet soothe the heart, granting detachment and guidance. For the faithful of this holy city, this cycle is no different from the rising sun and the waning moon. The divine is one of the most basic, most natural experiences of their world. During the worship, people must obey additional rules, most of them ceremonial in nature. They firmly believe that their careful observance of these rules sustains the cycle of miracles. On that day, floats roll slowly along the main road that cuts through the city, accompanied by incense, processions, and chants, until they reach a semi-enclosed circular plaza. There, the divine will appear, bearing its wonders. Huh. You don't say. Alright, looks like we're still on this chapter here, and there's Joseph, the divine himself. For the most part, descriptions of the holy city seem accurate. Life here is an eternal pastoral idyll. None here can doubt the power behind this civilization, a divine force that is forever honest, youthful, mighty, and strong, capable of bearing the weight of people's fear of freedom and their faith in something absolute. People here always have something to lean on. They need not brave the unknown, nor seek any root-level change, nor ignite conflict. They live like a flock of well-fed, docile lambs. According to my companions, who have seen the divine with their own eyes, this god is painfully concrete. Its form can be seen, perhaps even touched, and its miracles are tangible. Its presence allows belief in the mind and phenomena in the senses to confirm one another, and yet never quite tears away faith's veil of mystery. People must still carefully follow the ceremonial rules. Those are labors of the heart, not empirical work. But they still cannot grasp the nameless force behind these shifting miracles. On the other hand, objectively speaking, the mental force contained in this faith is gentle, yielding, and conservative. When such a spirit and morality becomes intrinsic to social life, the civilization inevitably takes on a corresponding shape. It almost never wages conflict, within or without. Conquest and the urge to explore become ornaments of secular life, not real driving forces. Okay, so basically, I mean, it's all fake though. That's the thing. Like, it's all an illusion. It's all like we saw. Like, they have to wear those things. It's all an illusion. So like, I guess it's like, what's the goal of Joseph? Is it he just wants to be like praised, and then because it's not a real reality, journalists and the others want to destroy it? Because I mean, it's like, it's really not so bad if like nothing ever really happens here, but it's all fake at the end of the day. I guess that's the whole thing about journalists also wanting to find the truth as well. The civilization is almost motionless, pure, inert. A perfectly composed photograph. It is the complete opposite of where I came from, where everything is so sharp and clamorous. Conflicts, new ideas, and surging thought erupt constantly. Morality is ambiguous and relative. Human desire and plague-like contagion turn the world into a rotting garden. When reverence is no longer truly possible, people's circumstances become entirely different from those living at the holy city. As for my companions here, none clash more violently within the city's temperament than Cuckoo. He is like an ill-timed streak of red upon marble steps, a sinner who has never bowed his back to this pale kingdom. In truth, Cuckoo was originally a musician from beyond the city, but for singing and playing heretical songs, he was branded a sinner of the holy city. Officially, Cuckoo and a group of sinners under him are under the direct control of a disposal of Cleric and her subordinates. People believe only the city's most revered cleric can perform the most terrifying, reform the most terrifying, most irrational sinners. What they do not know is that correspondence between cleric and sinner is precisely what allows the defilers to gather. Cleric and sinner were acquainted long before any of this. Though their stances still differ, I can see the familiarity and tacit understanding laid down by years between them. Cuckoo always wears a dark red robe, with iron restraints biting into his body. Yeah, that's gotta be so painful, like I was saying in my skin showcase video. Oh my gosh, I did not want to be Knight Sterling, that's for sure. In truth, I can't tell whether the mottled red on him is partly his own old blood. Ew. But in any case, none of this is enough to make a sinner of the holy city confess before the tribunal that his soul carries sin. The more fragile he becomes, the more broken, the more powerful, and the more fear he inspires. It is said that even on the execution ground, the faithful dare not approach this fever-hot, frail heretic, as if he himself were some unsharpenable proof that a human gaze need not be directed toward God. I almost believe that even if the heavy engines of punishment shattered his body, they could never destroy that particular something he believes in. Okay, so why are they making Knight to seem like this rebellious, cool guy, when I feel like all he cares about is himself and he hates everybody, but whatever. The other one is Artisan, almost certainly the most unstable mind among us. The narcissist in his family crest should have stood for honor, but now, it has become a mark he despises. His family's craft and creativity were meant to serve the divine, and he alone became the misfit among his siblings. Artisan loathes the holy city's peaceful daylight and its emblematic warm golden hue. His perception seems to falter from time to time. He cannot draw comfort from these tranquil vistas. Instead, he seems to see something unspeakably terrible and repulsive in them. He often seals himself indoors and corrects his surroundings with cool-colored paints before he can feel even briefly safe. His creative process is nearly devoid of obvious method, yet his brilliant mind still forges works that reach down into our souls. Maybe he actually is like able to paint what's reality, or it's like really there, or maybe it's like, I don't know. That's interesting though. I like this idea. I once had the rare chance to witness his creation. It is almost less creation than an act of instinct, a mix of inspiration, fervor, and self-defense. He plunged his hands into a tub of deep blue pigment, then smeared it all over every wall within sight. Sighs, muttered words, and then completion. Blues of varying depths spatter the limited interior space, and amid the lush, decadent drapery, countless wings of human arms stretch toward the viewer, as if to pull one inside. Yo, like on the login screen? And I guess the official art as well. These two companions have known each other for perhaps the shortest time, yet after several attempts, their teamwork is strikingly in sync. Though unfazed by danger, Cuckoo's vision has dulled due to her facial transformation. Her? Knight? Hello? You got something to tell us? Excuse me? Fortunately, Artisan, sharp-eyed and adept at strategic adjustments, compensates for this flaw perfectly. I see. All right then. And then of course there we have all of our characters there. Gotcha. Well, I think we've been introduced to everybody now. Interesting. Outside of the winged creature is still just kind of an unknown factor there. And yep, as we can see here are all the rewards for this story. We've got the all these essences here, a total of 20 of them. We've got an emote for Knight, Provoke. We have the portrait for Joseph, a graffiti, another graffiti for Joseph. What else do we have here? More treasures. We have a dish called rice pudding, and then squid ink pasta, both for survivors here. And then for the story reward, we have yet another graffiti here for Joseph. And then finally, we have a B tier for Hermit, Warden of the Holy River. Let's see here. He has lingered for ages on the wet banks of the Holy River. No floods ever come. Only the people's prayers merge with the slow drift of clouds across the sky. Fascinating. All right then. Well, I guess that's our crew. I guess Jonas also has like a little dragonfly or something there, huh? How interesting. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. So Abyss Battle. This is where COA rank takes place, and it is not currently open right now. But Abyss Battle is a thing. I guess we could take a quick peek at the leaderboard here. Yeah, none of us have done anything, but it looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of the a lot of the teams that we're familiar with, Globe, Omni, B4U, yeah, all the top NAEU teams are up here. But we'll probably see the top 100 change a lot in the next coming days. And then if your team is able to at least meet the top 200 or top 0.5, you will get this little Marble Blossom portrait frame. And if you get into top 50, you get the Gilded Hall portrait frame, which is quite cool, it looks like here. Very, very nice. Then let's see, what else do we have here about the event? We already took a look at that last time. We have our investigation notes, we just took a look at. Reflection record. Now, what is this? Oh, I see. This must be for our story mode. Okay, which is hidden our Hideaway Rooftop is what I'm assuming. We have our Abyss treasures here, which we already did pull for these, and we will be continuing to pull for them in the future. Now, what is match rewards here? Oh, okay, I see. We have these Abyssal Whisper tokens, yep. So the more of these that you collect, you'll be able to pull for the rewards. The rewards are underneath, yeah, Ripples of Hope here. And eventually you are able to get, after 12 times, you can get the Fluffball pet, a stray kitten found by chance in the Holy City, bearing visible traces of transformation. Thankfully, the wings grown from its back still allow it to wobble through the air like a gray puff of cloud. Well, that's goofy. And then we have the journalist skin here as well. What are you saying? You've been sitting here watching the river. The current always has a way of carrying your thoughts far away, doesn't it? Sure. Sorry, I was curious about what your skin said here. Mark of the Return. All right, Homeward Path. Memories of the world that died anchor her as she walks this foreign land. Moving ever forward, she clings to one belief. Wait, what? I don't mind sitting here quietly with me. Time like this is precious to me, too. Okay, I'm trying to read your description, buddy. Moving ever forward, she clings to one belief. Somewhere, there is still a road that leads her home. Aww. That's actually so cute, because again, she really looks like COA 8. Alright, looks like you've made up your mind to stay here a bit longer. I'll remember to bring you along when we set out. Right, sorry, I'm just kind of looking at all the rewards here. So yeah, here is the big reward. It is Journalist. The Journalist skin is our final reward here. But all the rewards here are just something that you have to go for a gotcha pull. But you know, you can easily get these. Trust me, you can very easily get these. As long as I think if you were in a team. Are you staring at me? How interesting. What kind of person do I look like to you? I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, you can get individual rewards and then team battle rewards. And I don't know how much you need of each, but you can actually do all these by yourself if you form a team by yourself. It just means you're gonna have to do a lot more matches, to my knowledge. Maybe there's a limit, but yeah, this little thing is like a tiny puff of gray fluff. I like it a lot. Sure. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there's Fluffball, I guess. Does it do anything funny? Or does it just sit there? Yo, do something, bro! Or just sit there. Okay. Watching our reflections in the water reminds me of a few childhood memories. Does it now? I see. Journalist is quite talkative. I remember Orpheus was quite talkative last year in the same way. Are you waiting for me to say more? Does this count as teasing me? Yo, I'm sorry. Yo, why are you breaking the fourth wall? I'm just trying to look at all the content in this event, and you're just like keep on yapping. Now I am waiting for you to say something. Go on, the floor is yours, Journalist. Come on, go on. Quit shaking your camera around. Say something. Fine, my persistent friend. You know I can never resist talking to you. Tell me more of your story. What? How long is she gonna... Now I'm curious. Wait, does she keep on yapping? Hold on. She was talking about the pet. She was talking about everything else. You've been sitting here watching okay, this is the same dialogue from earlier. Okay, strange. Let's take a look at her skin as well. I haven't actually seen her showroom yet. Hi, Journalist. Yeah, Journalist is the one I want the most, easily. Easily, Alice's skin is the #1 skin that I want. Whoa. She's like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? Whoa, whoa! What's going on here? Whoa. I'm about trying to get stabbed right now. I don't want to get stabbed. Yeah, her skin is peak. Honestly, this skin is so peak. And she's got a cool knife, bro. She can aura farm with the knife. Yeah, that's actually so sick. Like, the skin was already so sick, and then I decided, let's give her a knife and make her, like, Just awesome, bro. Let's just make her awesome. Truly, truly awesome. Yeah, this skin is so peak, bro. It really is. Honestly, this might be my favorite journalist skin. I can't even lie. It's probably my favorite. And there's a lot of good ones. Like, journalist has a lot of good skins. Trust me. A lot of B tiers. This one is nice. This one, these are all nice. Miss Watson's was probably my favorite, but now it's probably Homeward Path. I love this skin, bro. Let's see her other animation here. Let's see. Oh? Faro? Wait, what's going on with the distortions? Hey! Hey! They really just like that over-the-shoulder move, bro. They love that move. That entire group, they love the over-the-shoulder move. I swear 3 of them have done that already. Okay, well. How very spooky. How very spooky. Alright, journalist, you're just gonna keep on yapping. I'll let you be. I will let you be there. Alright, I think we've got pretty much everything done here. Pretty nice to just look at the overall art here as well. I mean, we got all the characters chilling here. But no Joseph. I guess we don't really get to see Joseph just yet. But what? I'm noticing something What is this? There's like a small little like ripple. I can't really click on it, but there's like a small little ripple. You see that? I don't know why that's there. It's like really weird. I don't know if that's just me. Maybe it's a bug. All right, let's go to the Hideaway Rooftop. Let's see what's up with this. Ooh. Rooftop Rendezvous, Moment of Reflection. Oh, this is pretty. I like this. Why does Knight get a freaking bird? Look at bro. Bro thinks he's so cool. Journalist and Finn are literally about to fall. Oh my gosh, they are aura farming. That's a little too hard here. Okay, at dusk, follow Heretic to the high ground beyond the Holy City to rest, exchange information, and prepare to infiltrate the procession. Okay. Join Rooftop Rendezvous daily, chat with teammates, and help with preparations to earn generous rewards. I see. And then, what is Moment of Reflection? An outlet in the Holy City who holds onto her meditative habit, solving number puzzles to find peace. Step into her stream of memories and rediscover the stories of her past. Oh. Rewards are available for 21 days. Okay, I see. It's going to be very similar to last year. All right, let's do the Rooftop Rendezvous. This should be day 1. Let's see here. Journalist. What do we got? Dusk settles over a tower far from the heart of the Holy City, where a few scattered figures move about. The soft glow of a mournful sunset lights the smooth platform floor, and at last, those gathered here relax, able to talk or rest. Ah, you have been formally invited to our secret meeting place, our new leader. Few come here. Before the festivities truly begin in this city, we'll meet here regularly. Cleric has told me about you. You're not from here, and you don't belong to this faith. The chained sinner studies the Outlander carefully, while the latter doesn't shy away from the scrutinizing gaze. You don't seem like the kind of person interested in this city. Yes, I think we can reach some understanding. Cuckoo turns his eyes away, but before that, the outsider catches a trace of playful tolerance in the air. Hey, let's ease the mood, all right? Like Cleric said, she's smart and shares our interests. Exactly. Welcome to our group, officially. It seems the group's opinion is largely led by Cleric. The last silent observer, an artisan, doesn't seem skilled at openly accepting newcomers, but still tries to break the silence. Cleric personally gave you the city's entry talisman? Yours is a special one. Sorry, I hope this doesn't offend your beliefs, but it's a necessary condition to enter the city. I understand. You've told me this is a form of protection. Yo, pull out the knife, sheesh! Oh, calm down. Before coming here... Yo, chill with that! Before coming here, I gathered some information about these talismans. Care to share? In this city, wearing a talisman is part of our daily ritual. I rarely meet people from outside the city. They say no clan survived. Beyond the city walls is nothing but ruins. You're well informed. Those who enter the holy city without a talisman lose their sanity. Anyone whose talisman is damaged or forcibly removed also loses their sanity. Comprehensive. We have verified all sorts of incidents, and you are correct. Verified? Some of us are attacked by followers, and these attacks are of value to us. Cleric and merchant are relatively safe identities. You probably don't want to hear the details of removing their talismans, but the conclusion is that there's no way to bypass this rule. Follow the rule and we are safe. The cause of madness is not the talismans themselves. That's right. We are still studying the special crystal from which the talismans are made. Notice how my staff just disappears randomly and then reappears. Don't ask how I do this, I just can. Cuckoo produces a damaged talisman. Though it no longer works, colors still swirl strangely within the crystal. This must have been taken from an attacker. What do we got here? Damaged area. Damage suggests physical breakage causes function loss. Unknown craftsmanship, encased in ornate metal fittings in various styles. A talisman made from a rare blue crystal with shifting colors. How pretty. No sign of forging on the metal, and no special mechanism or structure found inside. Perhaps there's a craftsman within the holy city who makes these talismans? No. Talismans and the rules around them are part of the miracles granted to us yearly by our god. It's remarkable, isn't it? That's one reason this faith is so deeply rooted, because of the miracles. Outside the walls, civilization has almost faded beyond recognition. Inside, the city is ruled entirely by these miracles and their laws. It might seem harmless enough, easier even, to accept everything without question. But as you can see, we still gather here. We realize that studying the products of these miracles is meaningless. So you need more people to reach the source of the miracles at the annual celebration. Okay. I like this so far. Yeah. So far, quite interesting. Although, what happened to the other thing? Oh, there it is. Moment of reflection. All right, I guess that's day 1 here. We'll grab our clues. Now, what is moment of reflection? Last year, we got to like run around as Soul Weaver and collect goodies. Let's see here. Oh. What? Huh? 2. Oh. Oh! Wait, okay. Hold on, this is interesting. All right, 3 goes here then. And then let's see. If that's the case, this would need to be 4. This would need to be 2. This would need to also be 2, and this would need to be 1. Cool, complete. All right, restored. We got 600 golden apples, which is awesome. Oh, memory fragment number 1. All right, then. Why do people always like to ask machines questions? Is it because it knows everything? Maybe it's because people desperately need an answer. A best possible answer. In my childhood memories, my partner was always busy in the gigantic underground facility. The floor was covered in unfamiliar instruments and pipes, like an endless maze. He explained to me that this was the body of a computer buried deep beneath the earth, that this Sir was so vast he could know countless things and give us countless answers. To a degree, humanity had stopped trusting decisions made by individuals. The world outside was chaos. Perhaps this observant, pattern-seeking Sir could find us a way. Of course, that was not the final, most important question we would ask him. Because this Sir still couldn't answer the really big ones, those about endings. But we were still working toward that together. Maybe he could have been built even larger. My partner always took me along. Life in the underground shelter could be dull, but I knew this chance was something he'd fought hard to get. Okay, so let's ignore COA's like 1 through 4 just real quick. So COA 5. Let's just kind of go through the story. COA 5, it's like the Metropolis, right? You got the Metropolis, you got Geisha, whatever. COA 6, you have Melly and the gang that fly out into space, and then you deal with the whole tentacle, Wu-Chang, whatever. You come back with the little creature. Melly comes back alone, the only one that survived. And boom, Metropolis is being taken over by the Feaster, and that was COA 6. And then COA 7 was the Feaster, assumed to be the creature that took over Metropolis and destroyed the world. And then this is where like COA really started keeping like somewhat vague linearity, at least in terms of its stories, I want to say. Like again, ignore COA 4 and beyond, or like before. But like COA 5, it really just kind of felt like, you know, here was life. COA 6, now we're like out in space as like a side trip, and then we come back and then it's destroyed by Feaster in COA 7. In COA 7, it was basically the apocalypse, right? And we were living through the apocalypse, and then they try to find heaven in this hell that is like the Feaster. They go into like the Feaster, who is like the one who ended the world. Assumption, Lord of Calamity, that was his name. In COA 8, it was like Rebirth. It was Orpheus, who was from the world of COA 7, by the way. He had little girl with him, and little girl died in that story. She died, assumedly. We assume that she died, right? We assume that she died, and then he tried to go back in time with a time machine. Whether or not he ended up going back in time is unknown, but he was transported to some other place, whether it be a different world, a different time, I don't really know. But in this place, it was like it was like a very weird way to describe it, but like I don't really know how to describe COA 8. It was basically like almost somewhat apocalyptic as well, but it was like evolution through corruption, basically. Like things were evolving, but they were like corrupted by becoming wood. And the little girl was there. This look of little girl right here was there. COA 8 little girl. She looks like journalist, kind of. However, it wasn't the same. Little girl was like most likely a puppet of Violetta, who led them into the abyss for some unknown reason. Let's not forget Orpheus's pendant as well, which like had some of the COA 7 vibes in it, like the energy of like COA 7 with the mycelium or whatever from Feaster. That was like what his pendant was all about, and it was like a very weird item that was very important, or like it seemed important. And now the big question is, did she live? Because in COA 8, we thought she died. And like Orpheus thought, like he literally thought she died. And then was trying to protect the other memory, the husk, or whatever it was called, Compasio? I don't remember what it was called. The COA 8 memory. Because that's the memory. The reason why, like, it's the same thing in the lore. Memory is not Alice. Alice is Alice. Memory is the memory of Orpheus of Alice as a child. So I'm assuming that's what, since memory is like the memory of Alice as a child to Orpheus, that's what COA 8 memory was, as in it wasn't actually the real memory. And this is Alice. Because this is Alice, this actually was her when they were younger, except for some reason Orpheus was like an adult and then she was still a little child in the past, at least in the COA 8, when they were in COA 7 together. And then when she died, he tried to go back in time, but she must have either one, lived and grew up and then died and went to heaven, or two, something happened between maybe we're back on COA 7 timeline and somehow she died and then went to heaven but also grew up. I don't know. I do not know. But this is interesting. This is very interesting. First dealer store grants 600. All right. And now I see our memory fragments here. Okay. And I don't know about our illustrations here, but I think that's all we can do for today, right? I'm pretty sure that's all we get. Let's do one here, and then we'll keep trying to figure out this puzzle. This is about to be like some Sudoku level stuff right now, I think. All right, this has to be 4. Don't ask how I know it, but I just did some quick math. This actually has to be 4, which means this has to be 2. So we're figuring this out slowly but surely. This means this would have to be 1, which means 1 would have to probably go... Actually, I don't know just yet. Let's see. Let's think a little bit more. 2 needs to go here, which means 1 needs to go here, which means 1 needs to go here, which means 4 needs to go here, and 4 needs to go here. Perfect. There we go. Restored. Oh, okay. That's it. All right, looks like we only get 1 memory per day. Gotcha. Gotcha. How very interesting. How very... And I said, how many memories are there? 21? Rewards over 21 days. But how many total memories are there? I guess that's my big question. How many are there? Step into her stream of memories and rediscover the stories of her past. Yeah, these are going to be really interesting. The memories of her past. Oh my gosh, this is going to be like insanely interesting. The record reflection or whatever. Truly. Yeah, here we are. So, I'm not really sure what the illustrations are going to be like either, but we're going to have a lot of memory fragments to unlock, basically. All right, well, I think that's going to be it. This is going to be day 1 of the COA 9 story. We're gonna probably do one of these each day and kind of just keep it like that. Otherwise, it's gonna be all in like one video. And I think I did it last year where I just did it in each individual video as like a little bonus for the end of the day and whatnot. Still don't really know what's going on with that little blue highlighty thingy. I really don't know what's going on with that, but whatever. I'm just gonna ignore it for now. Otherwise, it's gonna drive me insane. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. If there's anything I missed, let me know, and I'll see if I can take a look next time. But either way, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.